Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. Another review video for you today, and today we're going to be reviewing the ASICS Gel Nimbus version 25. 25 years of the ASICS Gel Nimbus, but is this 25th generation any good? Well, we're going to put it through its full testing, comparing it to the other competitors out there as well. Find out if it's going to my rotation. Sit back, relax, let's get the review done. Great that you're joining us again for another video. As always with our videos, we're going to be talking about the facts and figures, we're going to be talking about my likes, my dislikes, and then comparing this to the outgoing model, as well as some of the other competitors out there. So feel free to move your mouse around and look at the section that most interests you, or just sit back, relax, and watch the whole thing. Right, first things first, let's get stuck into the facts and figures. So as always, with all the product we review and use in our own running, I bought this 100% with my own money to give you that completely unbiased review. So this set me back £175 on the Sport Shoes website. Roughly, that's going to be around about 200 euros, or about 160 US dollars. I think the Americans really have got the best end of the bargain here. In terms of stack heights, we're talking 41mm at the back, about 33mm at the front, so overall an 8mm drop. Now it's a big increase in the outgoing model there, but ASICS have changed the way they're talking about their stack heights. So if you're looking for a direct comparison, this is just a little bit more, a little bit chunkier. In terms of weight, about 355 grams for my UK size 12. So for comparison, a little bit lighter than some of the competitors out there. It's a neutral shoe, and in terms of a use case scenario, it's your easy run shoe, your recovery run shoe, or your sort of long, slow run shoe. It's also very much a road shoe. I would not want to be taking this on any sort of trails. The upper is this engineered knit, which I really like on the shoe. Super soft and molds to your foot well. The midsole in this shoe is this FF Blast Plus Eco midsole. I personally think at 20% recycled, it's a little bit cheeky calling that an eco product, putting eco in the name. For comparison, all of our amazing gear you can get on the website, these technical running tees at benparks.com. Check it out and support everything we do here. These are all made from 100% recycled plastic bottles taken out the ocean. I'd very much call this a max cushion shoe. There's no carbon plate in this shoe. It's not too stiff. On the outsole, it's just a standard rubber outsole. They're saying you should get some improved durability with this shoe. I'm seeing no wear on this shoe whatsoever, up to about 50 to 60k in the shoe so far. There are no different widths available, and it was true to size for me. Now, interestingly, ASICS are marketing this shoe as the most comfortable of all time. Now, they got in touch with this biomechanics lab in South Australia. They got 100 runners together and compared it with 3 other shoes. Not sure what they are, but not the biggest study, but from that study, they concluded this was the most comfortable shoe. So stay tuned for the end to see if I agree. Right, let's move on to see what has changed between this and the outgoing model. So there's been quite a big redesign. ASICS are normally really good at redesigning the whole shoe. There really is nothing that carries over from the last one. Now, as I said earlier, the stack heights are quite different. So the outgoing model, 26mm, we're now up to 41. That is just basically because of how ASICS are talking about their thing. Previously, they only talked about the midsole, and now they're doing the same as everybody else, basically, to talk about the exact height that the bottom of your foot is going to be sitting above the ground. So they're including the outsole and the insole as well. In this model, you've now got that full length FF Blast Plus Eco, which we just talked about, 20% more foam as well in this shoe, just leading to that sort of slight increase in the stack height. And they've removed most of the gel that was in the shoe as well. There's now just one sort of small gel pad, which is in the unit of the heel. The one from the front has disappeared. Right, let's have a chat about everything I like about the shoe. So my first like is, well, maybe not surprisingly, because ASICS did say, it really is a very comfortable shoe. Really good lockdown. I'm loving the padding that they've got at the back of the shoe, and this really nice sort of stretchy heel collar here as well. The tongue, super, I'm gonna say sort of malleable. It moves around quite a lot, but yeah, you get a really nice lockdown. Didn't have to use the extra eyelets there at all. It just hugs to your foot really nicely. No blisters, no hot spots, no rubbing, no slipping running around. Just an all-round comfortable shoe, and comfortable whether you're running or very comfortable casually as well. If you're a shop worker, maybe working in an environment where you've got to be on your feet all day, or traveling, really comfortable if you're just spending a long time in this shoe. My second like, it's a really nice ride at that easy and recovery run pace. Your feet sit really nice in the shoe. It's supported from all angles. You kind of feel it sort of sits slightly down the shoe. You get a really good support there. It's not a stability shoe. There's not too much extra support on the inside there. And my third like, for a maximum cushion shoe, it doesn't feel, I'm putting these in quotations, it doesn't feel clunky and heavy. It does feel quite light as it is. Now the facts and figures say it is on the light side for a maximum cushion shoe, but it doesn't feel as big as some of the other sort of offerings from something like the Invincible or the New Balance, which can feel a bit big and clunky. But this one doesn't. Feel sort of quite light on your feet as you're covering the ground. Quickly guys, if you are finding this video useful, please smash that like button and answer today's question of the day is, are running shoes getting too expensive? Let us know down in the comments. We all know prices are going up, but I'd love to know your thoughts as well. There's a special bonus question. Is it ASICS or ASICS? Depending on where you're from in the world, two different pronunciations. I never know what's right. Let me know your thoughts. Right, back to the video. Now moving on to the dislikes. Well, I think we're going to be saying a lot of it this year. In the UK and especially Europe with that big price hike as well, this is an expensive shoe, £175. 200 euros. That is a lot of cash on something that's a bit of a specialist shoe. This is really sort of a shoe for those easy and recovery runs, some longer runs. It's not quite as versatile as something else. So you are going to have to pair this ideally with another shoe in the range. You're going to want a faster shoe for your workouts and your races and something like that. It's just quite a high price point. But guys, let me know down in the comments, what do you think about shoe prices at the moment? Are you having to buy lots of last year's models, having a look around a little bit more? But all the newer shoes out at the moment are very much on the expensive side. This one, no exception to that. My second dislike with the shoe, yeah, it's just sort of lacking at faster paces. Don't want to sort of slag it off too much. It's not designed to be going faster. But when some of the shoes, something like the Nike Invincible or the More 4, these are recovery run and sort of easy run shoes, but you can pick up the pace in them a little bit more than you can with this. This is very much suited to those easy and recovery run days. Doesn't quite have that versatility that some of the competitors in the market do. Now my final sort of dislike, now I have been testing this in the sort of British winter, so it hasn't been warm, but my feet have been getting a little bit warm, and I think if I was running in some hotter climates in the summer or more sort of warm environments, there's a chance of some overheating. I do really like this upper. It's really soft, it's really comfortable. Just a little bit concerned that the breathability might not be great once we get in some hotter things. If you are testing this shoe out in hotter environments, I'd love to know your thoughts down in the comments. Right guys, just having a quick chat about some other things you might like to consider if you're looking for this sort of thing. So the New Balance, this is the version 4 here. We've got full videos for these, we'll link to them down below. The New Balance, just, as I say, you can pick up the pace a little bit more in this shoe. Slightly firmer ride, but just a little bit more responsive, a little bit more rockered at the front there. In terms of comparing it to the Invincible, this is a version 2. As we all know, the Invincible is not the most stable shoe, well, no, version 2 is not the most stable shoe. The ASICS is a lot more stable, but I just prefer the Zoom X foam. It's a little bit more squishy, a little bit softer, but a little bit more responsive as well. A shoe that you can sort of change pace in a little bit better. But for me, there's also the Hoka Bondi as well. I just didn't really get on with the Bondi, but if you want to see that Bondi review, we'll link to that down below. So who should be looking to buy a shoe like this? Well, someone looking for those easy runs, those recovery runs, somebody looking for a lot of foam under their feet to look after their legs. Now, a lot of these max cushion shoes, quite good for the heavier runners out there as well, something to consider. Some more lighter runners with that much sort of foam under their foot, they can sometimes feel just a little bit extra dead to get the most out of them. And as I said earlier, with this shoe, you're probably going to have to combine it with something else. Something like the Super Blast would be good if you want to stick into the ASICS. sort of area. But if you're just wanting to buy one shoe at the moment, then something to consider would just be getting the Nova Blast 3, one of my very favorite shoes of last year. Not quite as soft, but equally you get a lot more response and you can use it for some racing and all your sessions as well. One of the best all-around shoes. So is this the most comfortable shoe of all time? Well, no doubt about it. It is a very, very comfortable shoe. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments. Could I hand on heart say it's the most comfortable ever? Maybe, but I don't know. It's going to be hard to get me out of my trusty Invincibles. I really think the version 1 and version 2 for me is the most comfortable all time. As you can see, I've been stocking up on sort of old but new to me pairs because I'm really not getting on with the version 3 so far. So stay tuned because that full update will be coming very soon. So yeah, very, very good. For me, it's a very close second behind the Invincible in that most comfortable shoe. Is it going to my rotation? I'm going to keep hold of it. It's not going on eBay just yet. I'm going to enjoy logging some more miles on it. Just something to grab. I think it's a really smart shoe. Loving this colorway as well. And so for travel and things like that, I'm going to be keeping hold of it for that. Just when I fancy something a little bit of a change and I'm not grabbing the More 4 for my second run of the day, those recovery runs, I'll be happily lacing this one up. So that's it, guys. Hope you found the video useful. As always, if you've got any questions and comments, let us know down in the comments and we'll do our best to answer and catch up with you down there. Next up on the review front, we have got the all-new Saucony Endorphin Elite, which I will hopefully be racing it this weekend, and there'll be a full update from everything that happens in Seville very soon as well. Hope your running is going well. Keep on working hard, guys, and keep on getting it done, and we'll see you in the next one.